Good afternoon, manufacturing all-stars, and welcome to this episode of Manufacturing Happy Hour. Today, you are going to learn how to mitigate risk when doing automation retrofits. I'm joined by Cory Tomford from Concept Systems. Cheers, Cory.
Cheers.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So before we dive in, just so people know who Concept Systems is, can you give us a couple sentences on what it is that you guys do?
Sure, yeah. We're a control systems integrator, Rockwell solution partner for about 16 years, been in the industry 20 years, based in the Pacific Northwest, but we do projects all over the world.
Love it. And today we're talking about a big topic, mitigating a risk with retrofits. And a term that you were throwing around before the video was surgical retrofits. How does that help mitigate risks, and what is that?
Sure, yeah. Surgical retrofit, really it's a control systems retrofit or upgrade and a downtime critical application. And we've got many customers, there's many manufacturers out there that run 24/7. Getting downtime to update controls is just very challenging and very risky because of that. So yeah, that's a surgical retrofit, and really to mitigate that risk, it's all about planning. You really have to start a lot earlier than I think many people expect to do a good job doing your due diligence and plan for a successful execution.
How early, just out of curiosity?
Really the shorter your downtime window, the longer you need to prepare.
That makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
So if you got a lot of time to do the retrofit, you don't necessarily need to start 6 months, a year ahead of time. But if it's a big retrofit and you only have a week of downtime to do it, then 9 months, a year, as early as you can to really get in there and do it. It depends on the size of it, obviously. So.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes a lot of sense, and downtime is usually the biggest concern, to be honest. And when I'm thinking about this, what are some other considerations people should be taking into account when they're planning out that retrofit?
Sure, yeah. Really the place to start with the retrofit is an audit, or what we call pre-engineering. It's really diving into what's there today and making sure that the drawings are accurate, which often they're not, for older systems. So you need to dive into the drawings, make sure they're accurate, or get updated drawings, your I/O count, make sure it's accurate. Are those devices really there? Are they actually being used? And what are they being used for? Make sure we understand everything. If we've got some old code that we can learn from, then that's great. If we can take the code that's there and dive into it to understand it. Oftentimes we're not that lucky to have the existing code, or if it's a DCS system that nobody's there and nobody knows it. We're interviewing people to understand the equipment and how it works, and this is all well ahead of time. We're really even getting to the point of quoting it.
Yep, and one thing that really resonates is, a lot of times that documentation isn't there. When you're talking a 20, 30-year-old DCS system, a lot of times you can't find that. We're talking about a lot of good considerations, good context, maybe a final cherry on top to really contextualize it for the audience out there. What's an example of what one of these retrofits looks like?
Sure, yeah. One example I like to go to, because it's a pretty all-encompassing example. It's a plant-wide retrofit that we did for a food processing customer of ours. They had an old DCS system managing the process area up front, PLC5s for the rest of the packaging and the rest of the areas. They wanted to upgrade everything to control logic. It's actually PlantPAx. That's the new standard, so that's where we're going.
Love that.
So that's the direction we wanted to take it. The trick was they only get holiday weekends. Right? Year round, they only shut down for 3 days at a time over the holidays. So the goal was to figure out how to jam all of this, not into one, but into those downtime weekends. And so we worked with them. We did the audit of the entire plant and put together a 14-step plan, 14-phase plan, and executed it over holiday weekends over the course of 2 years, and knocked the whole thing out with zero unplanned downtime.
That is a perfect example. It might seem like a lot, but when it sounds like when you take those proper steps, you really make it work with your facility and the constraints you have there. Well, this has been a great topic. I've loved all the insight you brought to it. As kind of a call to action, I know you guys have a website, correct, where you can talk about your migration solutions, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about why concept systems for like something like a control system retrofit.
Sure, yeah. We've learned a long time ago that when you're doing a plant startup or a new system, you're installing equipment, you've got contractors come in, the control engineer is always the last guy. And because of that, we've really learned a really solid project management, project methodology system that's worked for us for years. And we use that to plan and manage expectations and to mitigate risk so we can hit those downtime startup windows every time.
Love that. And I'll have a link to where people can go below this video for concept systems. In the meantime, Cory, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Yeah.
Cheers. And for those of you out there, stay innovative, stay thirsty, and we'll see you back here on Manufacturing Happy Hour real soon. Cheers to you as well.